Welcome back to the show, everyone. A pleasure to see our next guest. She, of course, is in town for the BC Home and Garden Show, and she has a great line of tools that are great for everybody. I mean, I know you're catering to one particular gender, but I like them too.
And nothing wrong with little pink tomboy tools, of course, is what we're talking about. Lori Mitchell is joining us. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
The tools are looking
Nice to
great
see you.
and obviously have expanded.
Absolutely, yes.
Where did you come from in the beginning to where you are now?
So we started way back, 8-10 years ago now when everything was blue, but it was all about ergonomics for women. In case you haven't noticed, we're different. Hand size, upper body strength, center of gravity, and even our level of knowledge with using tools, we built in smarts so that if you're a novice tool user or you're somebody who doesn't use them that often, you're going to at least get the results you want.
How much of a debate is that when you're developing the tools? Because the farther you get away from that place where you're kind of a novice and you're picking up a hammer for the first or second time, the harder it would be to go back and go, okay, this is how people are thinking. Do you product test? How do you develop?
Right. So, listen. In the world of social media, we get we have an ongoing, focus group all the time with Facebook and
People
Twitter
give
and
you
things
feedback
like that. All the time.
That's great.
Oh my God, all the time. And of course, we do tool parties. And when you're at a tool party, the gals get to pick up those tools, try them out. We have an endless list of suggestions for tools.
Well, the other thing is when you go to a home hardware store, sometimes it's intimidating, to figure out what's what. And be treated like a dummy
sometimes. You don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah.
So, absolutely.
And I'm embarrassed to say that when I was fixing my hardwood floors, actually this morning, I was using a stiletto as a hammer. It works now.
How classic is that?
No.
I've used a runner, so we've all been there.
See, I'm telling you, this has got to stop.
It's not good for the heel, though,
Yeah, but
it's
in
the
a
shoe.
pinch. But what I need is something like
P.S.
that.
That's a real height when she goes down on that
I'm not
one
really
foot,
that tall.
by the way.
Tell us about this.
Okay, so you see that we have a nail loaded in that hammer. Where I come from, a manicure is $50. I don't want to smash my fingers.
Or wreck your shoe.
Or wreck my shoes. So by making things just a little smarter, if you give it a good strike, give it a good whack, Fiona, and you'll start that nail with one hand. And there you go. Pull it away, and now you can continue on with your hammering.
I get such joy. If I go through this table, I'll get in big trouble.
Yeah, I know. But there is, I mean, this is a funny thing because I can see it on her face as she does it. There's an empowerment to learning how to use tools, to learning how to do, even if it's simple stuff, the satisfaction you get from just smacking that thing into a piece of wood.
And most of our customers, they just want to release their inner designer diva. They don't want to rip out walls or rewire the electrical box. They want to hang a curtain rod, change a towel rack, put a closet organizer in.
I was saying I admire some of the tools just for how usable they are and how brilliant they are. And you were saying this was one of the toughest to develop. But this is brilliant because I know every stapler I've ever used before, it has an incredibly tough grip on it. It's tough to squeeze down, and then you get a huge kick usually. This has no kick.
You're right. It took us 5 years to develop that product so that it actually met the tomboy requirements of meeting the ergonomics and the ease of use. And not having that kickback, not having that tight grip.
That's amazing.
Makes a big difference. So now you can reupholster all your dining room chairs and have fun doing it.
It has depth gauge on it as well, which I have never seen before.
Yes, it does. It also takes brad nails. You can put brad nails in there. So depending on the job you're doing, if it requires brads, you can put brads in there. So.
Now, something else that we wanted to talk about is that you, of course, have jumper cables here. Everybody should have a set in their vehicle.
Yes.
But this is really interesting because we're talking about gas prices going up.
Digital tire gauge.
This is a tire gauge, but tell us a little bit about the money savings if you monitor your tire gauge, tire pressure.
Listen, girls, look after your car, okay? It's the one thing that we all tend to kind of close our eyes to. Check your tire pressure once a month. You will save 15% immediately on your fuel costs just by having properly inflated tires. All of your manuals, all of your car manuals will tell you what your weight should be. And using the digital gauge versus the kind that pop out, which can be very confusing if you're not sure what you're supposed to be looking for.
And completely inaccurate if you don't know how to use it properly.
Exactly. If you haven't got it on right, this will give you an accurate reading. Once a month, check your tire pressure.
Nice. Now, of course, you're at the BC Home and Garden Show throughout the weekend doing demos and stuff like that. But how do people arrange to have a tool party?
Well, they can certainly visit us at tomboytools.ca. We've got all our information there on finding a local consultant to come and do the party for you or become a consultant yourself. Certainly come down to our booth. We have all kinds of information there. I'll be on stage throughout the weekend helping you release your inner designer diva. We'll open up that toolbox and have some fun.
I know also that I am quite sensitive about my tools, and I want them to be used properly when they're used, so I get a little up in it when my wife tries to steal my tools and use them for things. But how cool would it be to just get a toolbox, fill it up for someone with their own hammer, their own gloves, their own stuff?
Absolutely. Mother's Day's not that far away. So, absolutely. And young girls these days, they don't think twice about buying a condo themselves, changing the toilet out and fixing this and fixing that. It doesn't even occur to them that it's kind of nouveau. You know, even in my day, you waited till you got married to buy a house.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Okay, I don't know. What was I thinking?
Logical that seems.
What was I thinking?
I hate Allen keys, mostly because they can make a hole in your hand. Tell us about what you've got here and how it can improve your relationship with places like IKEA.
Yes, absolutely. Well, first of all, it is an Allen wrench. It's got all the sizes right attached, so you're not looking for loose Allen wrenches laying around your carpet. The other thing too is you can feel in the ergonomics, it's got a smooth stainless steel grip on it, so you can control it, and it's softer on your palm than having that single one that's pushing into your palm. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Thank you, Lori. You can catch Lori at the HGTV main stage. Of course, that is happening Thursday through Sunday. You can go to the BC Home and Garden Show website, which is on the screen for you right now, to find more info.
Thank you, Lori. Total
Thank you.
pleasure
Nice to
to see you again.
Thank you
We
so much.
appreciate it. We're going to take a break.